So let's talk about the geopolitical environment. David, I'm going to come to you with this first question. It's been consistently volatile. And before I ask the question, I do want to just note, our hearts continue to go out to the lives that are impacted in both the Ukraine-Russia war and also Israel and Hamas. But we are dealing with new conflicts, and I'd love to know about the economic implications of the conflict in the Middle East.
Yeah, thank you. And this is absolutely not meant to diminish the human tragedies of these events, but the role of markets is to assess the economic impact. And historically, geopolitical events cause volatility, but the potential impacts are pretty quickly priced in. And it's the broader economy and corporate earnings growth that really drive markets over the long term. And so far, with respect to both conflicts, the market seems to have priced in a relatively contained impact. I recall our first market and economic update going on almost 2 years ago. It was shortly after the invasion of Ukraine. Steve and I shared examples of the last 100 years of major geopolitical conflicts, and what you found is most often the markets were only moderately affected and recovered quickly in most of these cases. The main exception was the Arab-Israeli war and the oil embargo from the 1970s. But it's important to realize the U.S. is in a very different position than the 1970s. We're now the largest oil producer in the world by a pretty large margin, and a net exporter of petroleum. And so we're in a very different position, particularly with respect to energy security.
Yeah, and the key risk in this conflict is that it goes wider and starts impacting oil supplies from the Middle East. But I don't think that'll happen because the key players appear not to want a broader war.